I want to talk about Lunar Light, candles, and more. Lunar Light prides themselves on a few things that I feel make them really stand out amidst this massive candle community. How can you stand out? Well, their wax is soy wax with coconut wax and apricot wax. Now, I can attest that there is something different and unique about their wax because I don't actually burn my candles in general, but I don't burn their candles. Like I scoop out the candle and put it into a warmer, and there is no other wax that feels like their wax. That it's something unique. It's just like they're saying soy and apricot and or apricot and coconut wax. Also, really nice mix of healthy waxes. They also stand out by being paraben-free, phthalate-free, I think that's how you pronounce it, and vegan, and no testing on animals. And they also mention something that you don't typically see candle companies say, and that's that the mysterious fragrance that nobody knows what the fragrances are, and that they're all sourced from America. You don't hear candle companies mentioning that. They say that the candle was made in America, but we're talking about not the actual pouring of the wax. We're talking about, where did the fragrance oils come from? Well, Lunar says America. And they also, even though they say that their fragrance is a proprietary mix, they say there's no harsh synthetic chemicals. So there are synthetic fragrances with some essential oils as well, but no harsh ones, and specifically no hormone disrupting ones, they say. This is some pretty specific stuff. They even get into on their website on the marketing ploys of candle companies who say that we're 100% soy wax, and that means that our candles are healthier, or the marketing ploys of saying that we include essential oils when really they're only putting a drop in or something. There's just a real sense, no pun intended, a real sense of concern for health, not just of humans, but of animals as well. And for someone who deals with a lot of health issues like myself, this is a company that I can really stand behind. And I want to kind of mention a few things. As I say that, their fragrances really do smell unique. They really do smell like they're doing something different. Whether they're leaving harsh things out, they're figuring out things in their own way. That's what they kind of allude to on the website, that they're kind of doing this, kind of making these fragrances in a kind of a unique fashion and kind of a homegrown fashion. And sometimes when I would warm their candles, I would actually see these things inside the wax that I never saw in any other wax of any other candle before. Like something, I don't know what, but like pieces of something that were in the wax. And it seems like just something that's part of what they're doing to make it fragrant. I don't know if it's organic material or compounds. It's really interesting. But while I have a little bit of voice, it's unfortunate, but I wanted to mention Lunar and just a few things. They do perfumes, they do body oils, they do room sprays, which can also be clothing sprays, linen sprays, but you can also spray this on your skin as well. And I remember asking the owner a couple years ago, how long do these last? She said, about a year. And I have some that I've had for 4 years and they still smell great. Maybe not as strong 4 years later, but still great. A good nice spritz in the bathroom. There's too much here, folks, but this is real homegrown, real mom and pop kind of stuff. They also pride themselves on utilizing artwork that is human made, no AI at all. And they really get into that about the emotions of a human being as opposed to a computer in the artwork or in the photography that they do. And sometimes they do some unique things with cork tops. And this is a cemetery collection that they have. You can see it's a cemetery collection, and it doesn't smell like any other company. And this is Wolf Moon. Sometimes they change their formulas. They changed this formula. I was in love with the original, but you know what? I'm starting to really like this one as well. Wolf Moon. I also love how they base a lot of their scents sometimes on, it's horror and Halloween, but it's also musically oriented as well. Wolf Moon, a song from Typo Negative. They have a candle called Black Number One, Typo Negative. Love You to Death, Typo Negative. They even had like an Alice in Chains candle, a My So-Called Life candle. So there are some other elements here, then Halloween and horror. But the best way to describe it is kind of like floating in the world of the 90s and horror all year round. But then they also have winter releases, and their Halloween releases are legendary. Their winter releases are legendary. I've never smelled anything like their candles elsewhere. Candle companies can kind of have a vibe to their stuff, but Lunar Light definitely has a vibe, but it doesn't smell like anything else. Very incensey or witchy. If you're looking for like vibes of mystical, spooky, conceptual, beautiful winter, beautiful Halloween. They had legit the best hay smell I've ever smelled. And out of any company. I mean, the hay was ridiculous. And they used to have this one called Season of the Witch. Oh my gosh. It was like incensey, pomegranate incense. Oh my gosh. There was, yeah, man. This cemetery one, I mean, check out the site. There's too much to say. Their Night of the Jack-o'-lantern, which comes out every year. I just can't pull this out, but that's kind of what the artwork looks like. Never smelled a pumpkin scent quite like this. It really comforts me more than any pumpkin scent I've ever smelled in my life. I think the company Bat's Breath had one that was similar to Night of the Jack-o'-lantern, and they only did it like one time, I think, and it was like a wood wick or something. Yeah, it was like close to Night of the Jack-o'-lantern, but it's Lunar Light Company. I can't talk too much, unfortunately, but check them out. They've been around for a bunch of years, since a couple years before COVID hit, and it's really homegrown and wondrous fragrances and original fragrances and stuff that really resonates in a deep way, like outside, bark, wood, moss, hay, incense, birchwood, mint, pine, berries. Incense is a big thing. Yeah. Lunar Light Company. There's too much to say. Check them out. Health is a big thing with me. And I believe they're probably, out of my research on candle companies, the number one when it comes to addressing things or being extremely transparent about anybody who's like health conscious. And that really means a lot to me. And their throws have gotten better through the years as well. They're only improving. And I know that must not be easy to do when you're also trying to be health conscious. And they seem to be doing it. And I have been coming back to them in the past year and a half, and really appreciating them, because they've kind of been with me in one way or another for a good number of years, through some pivotal years of health issues and things like that. So thanks, Lunar Light, and thanks for keeping me through some pretty bad times and not feeling too guilty about it because of the health consciousness that you address, which is very meaningful to me. Happy Halloween, everybody.